Hey, American contractors, viewers of the American Contractor Show. I'm here with John Dye at Win the Storm, and I have to tell you, anyone that is associated with American Contractor Show, you are a badass.
Big shout out to American Contractor Show. If you don't know, you definitely need to check out the Storm Summit. They're doing it in excellence. Check them out.
Hey, what's up? This is your friend, Francisco Serrano. If you haven't checked it out, American Contractor Show, YouTube channel, Facebook channel, Twitter, Instagram, all the platforms, you need to go them, like them, start learning about your craft.
Hey, I'm Matt Danskin with Restoration Referral System. Check out the American Contractor Show. The truck that they've got is awesome. Everything else that they have going on.
And good afternoon, everyone. Sorry about those commercials. I guess I decided to be a little bit of a pain today, but we are here. Everything is great. Yes, okay. Yeah, commercials. My name is meteorologist Heather Kane. It's time for our daily hail forecast. We got to thank our sponsors. We have the C3 Group as well as the Merlin Law Group and American Contractors. Thank you guys as always sponsoring our video. So let's jump right into our weather headlines. It's going to be another pretty quiet day. We do have a few small risks once again in the Pacific Northwest, so we'll talk about that. And then as we get into tomorrow, it looks like it's going to be another pretty quiet day. And then we're going to actually talk about the tropics. There may be something that we need to keep an eye on, so we'll get to that as well. So we do have a few events coming up. The first one is tomorrow. This is the NTRCA mini trade show down in Grapevine, Texas. And before I forget, Derek will be speaking. He's our CEO here at Hilltrace. He will be speaking at this event tomorrow at 11:15 a.m. until noon. So if you are at this event and you're interested in, it's going to be roofing, leadership, all that fun stuff, or whatever Derek is talking about. That's going to be at 11:15 to noon tomorrow at the NTRCA mini trade show. So if you're there, make sure you check out that and come say hi to Hilltrace. And then next we have the International Roofing Expo at last. This is usually in February, and of course because of COVID this had to be moved to for this year. It's going to be from August 10th to the 12th in Las Vegas at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. Hilltrace is going to be at booth 837. So if you're going to this, make sure you swing by and say hi. If you haven't signed up with Hilltrace and you're interested or just want to learn more about us, come to our booth and learn more about us there. And then lastly, this is a really cool event. This is still a little over a month away. This is the Thunder Road Race for Recovery, just down the road from us at the Oklahoma Motorsports Complex in Norman, Oklahoma. This will be on September 15th. And if you sign up, you're guaranteed 2 races. There are going to be some food trucks and music, and all the proceeds for this event are going to roofers in recovery. So, roofers recovering from addictions, whether it's alcohol, drugs. So it's a really cool cause. So if you're interested, the link is below in the description. So go and sign up for that. So let's take a look at yesterday's storm reports. We really didn't have a whole lot of activity. We did have scattered reports here down in Florida. We had some other scattered reports here in Alabama and parts of South Carolina. We even had a tornado report just to the east of Houston, and then we had some other scattered reports here in the western part of the U.S., a few down in Arizona. We had some activity as well in Montana, Idaho, and then a little bit of hail in Oregon. So not a whole lot of activity, but it's something. So let's check out our numbers. Yesterday we had 2 tornado reports, 2 large hail reports, and then 10 high wind reports. So again, a pretty quiet day. And then as we tabulate what we've seen so far this year, we're at 741 tornado reports, a little over 4,200 large hail reports, and a few over 11,500 wind reports. And I'm just going to go over this very quickly. You can see, like we've been saying, we're not even close to what we've been saying this time last year. We're still very far behind. So let's take a look at our current conditions. Another pretty quiet day across most of the United States. High pressure still in control, so really quiet in the middle of the country. We do still have a cold front across the southeast, bringing some showers and storms across parts of the Carolinas down into Georgia, Florida, and right along the far southern coast westward into Louisiana and far southern. Some more showers in the Rockies from Colorado, so Denver, you're seeing some showers right now, northward into Montana. And then we're quiet along the western coast as of right now, but we're going to zoom into Oregon and Washington. Again, very quiet right now, but we're going to be watching this area for the potential for some very marginal severe weather this afternoon and evening. So let's zoom back out. Let's take a look at our temperatures. Pretty comfortable for the most part. 9 down in Atlanta, 85 in Miami. A little bit warmer as we get into Dallas. It's at 86, but otherwise, I mean, very comfortable. Upper 70s to lower 80s for most of us. A little bit cooler as expected along the western coast, only the lower 70s there. And the dew points, again, very comfortable for most of us. Upper 50s, some lower 60s, not too bad. To get to the really sticky area, you got to get to the far southern part of the country. Atlanta, you are at 67 for a dew point, 78 down in Miami. So again, very, very uncomfortable with that high dew point. Not much better in New Orleans with a 76-degree dew point. But as you go to the north of that trailing cold front, starts to get a little bit more comfortable with a 67-degree dew point in Dallas. So we're going to take a look at that smoke out there. Again, those wildfires are still very active in the west, and it's basically giving us those hazy skies out there for most of us across the United States. And unfortunately, that's affecting the air quality. And if you are working outside, if you're a roofer, make sure not only to take breaks because of the heat, but also because of that air quality. As we get into this evening, it's not going to get much better. Basically, from the middle of the country down to the south, you can see these brighter colors. That indicates that the smoke is going to be a little bit heavier out there. And of course, you can see in the northern part of the country out into the northwest where those fires are active, the smoke is a bit heavier out there, unfortunately. And as we get into tomorrow, not much better. A lot of smoke still out there. So if you're working outside, if you're a roofer, or if you're just, watching this and you're not a roofer, make sure you take frequent breaks. And this is a new one. This is the air quality forecast, kind of just to show you. For the most part, it's not too bad unless you're really sensitive. You can see it more of these yellows here across the eastern part of the U.S. That's where you have to start to be at least a little bit more careful if you're more sensitive. Brighter colors, though, where those fires are going on in the northwest. You can see unhealthy for some to unhealthy. You get to these colors here, that's when you really got to start watching. So if you're spending a lot of time outside, if you work a lot outside, make sure that you take frequent breaks and all that, because in the hospital, any kind of breathing issues. Into later on this afternoon, you can see it starts to get a little bit worse down in the south as well as in the northwest as expected because of those fires. And getting into tomorrow, it's going to start to improve a little bit in terms of air quality here in the south, but it's going to potentially get worse if you are living in the northwest, and it's going to continue to do so, unfortunately. So make sure you take care of yourselves, you guys. And before we get to the hail forecast, I thought I would have a few of these in there. This is Oklahoma City. Today it's going to be a very beautiful day, a little bit toasty, but we've seen worse. Plenty of sunshine throughout the day, so we don't have to worry about rain. But again, that air quality, if you're working outside, make sure you take those frequent breaks and drink plenty of water. And then Dallas, basically the same deal. Pretty warm up there. It's going to get up to around 90 by 3 and then start to cool off a bit. No rain in the forecast, but again, that air, make sure you take care of yourselves. So here's our future radar for today. Again, we're going to be watching Oregon and Washington for the potential for severe weather. Right now it's quiet, but as we get to around 5 p.m. Central Time, so this is going to be 3 p.m. Pacific Time, you can see we're going to start to potentially see a few storms develop in parts of eastern Oregon. And as we get into later on in the evening, with their heating of the day, those storms will continue to pop up. Again, nothing significant, but a few of these could potentially drop up to quarter-size hail, maybe up to 68-mile-per-hour gusts. And then as the sun goes down and we get into overnight hours, losing that heating of the day, those storms will die off. So let's take a look at our hail forecast. Just a small area here in eastern Oregon and maybe far southeastern Washington and western Idaho, up to quarter-size hail. The largest city is going to be Baker City. I know, very exciting. Up to quarter-size hail once again for this area. And then checking in on the wind, it looks like it's going to be a little bit more widespread, not a whole lot though. Same area as the hail and maybe a little bit to the northwest, up to 60-mile-per-hour gusts from Baker City northwestward to Ellensburg, Washington. So make sure you keep an eye to the sky if you're out in these areas later on this afternoon and evening. So let's take a look at our jet stream. It's very quiet, and this is why that jet stream is way up into Canada. That's basically where all the storm systems ride along, and it's just going to continue to be hot here for most of us in the middle of the country. That heat dome will continue to build. Not a whole lot in terms of severe weather. We saw not a whole lot yesterday, and the same story is going to happen for today as well as into tomorrow and Thursday. But then you can see here a little bit of a change. A little short wave is expected to develop and move in to the northwestern part of the country as we get into Friday. So we need to keep an eye on that to see if it's strong enough to give us any severe weather as we get into Friday as well as into Saturday. And that heat dome will continue for the central part of the United States. So as of right now, we don't have any chances for severe weather. That could change. If there is something, it's going to be very minimal like we've been seeing the last few days, but as of right now, we're not seeing really anything right now. So let's take a look at the tropics. We do have an area that we have to watch off the western coast of Africa, but as you can see, we don't have very high chances for this to develop. It's only at a 10% chance of development for the next 5 days, and I mean, pretty much makes sense because of this. This is called the Sahara dust. So basically, when there's a lot of dust, there's a lot of dry air, there are a lot of strong winds, and it's pretty warm, and those things are very unfavorable for tropical storm development. So this is at 1 p.m. today for this model. As we get into tomorrow, it looks like that dust is just going to continue to move off to the west. So again, we're not really expecting this, this disturbance to really get going because of all this dust being present. And unfortunately, as we get into the next few days, there's just going to continue to be all that dust. But hey, who knows, right? Cross your fingers. I mean, it's far out there, and it's only a 10% chance, but something. But we are in August, and things should start heating up. It is that time of the year, so make sure you stay tuned to Hail Trace. And speaking of being stuck to Hail Trace, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You don't want to miss anything here on Hail Trace, especially as we're getting closer to that peak of hurricane season. And if you have any questions, concerns, or you just want to say hi, you can give us a call at 855-334-4245. You can email us at info@hailtrace.com and check out our website at www.hailtrace.com, where we have more information about us, our products, and please feel free to reach out if you need any help whatsoever. That's what we're here for. And I am meteorologist Heather Kay, and I hope you all have a great rest of your Tuesday.